Evening time, folks. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Wow, it's the Tommy Williams show. Who would imagine? Who would imagine that I'd be sitting here doing hosting a show? Now, I've been doing my can you let him out? Yeah, thing box. One thing that my guest and I have in common, Sharrell's World.
Hi.
Applause. Everything is abstract. I'm not a professional. I'm just here, folks. I'm just here bringing it to you, bringing it to myself, because sometimes I got to pinch myself and say, "Wow, this is really happening." My dad said he's going to sit back and watch the show. I'm sure he's sitting back saying, "Oh," but it's all good. We're going to get through there. I actually moving right along course. I couldn't wait to get this thing going because Sharrell and company has been helping me out feverishly in the midst of her staying very busy. She's a very, very busy woman. She's been helping me out. She's been a saint, and I'm so grateful. But here we are. Now you all know that my show pretty much is based on the pandemic with my podcast that I do. But this, quite frankly, is, you can't stray away from the reality, the big gorilla, the hornet, whatever it is in the room. But it's going on, and it's around us. It's in us, some of us, and we're trying to get rid of it. But as we do move through it, it brings about conversation. And so that's why I wanted to have Sharrell come on here. And that's why I really wanted to get this platform going for myself. I also know that it brings about, some hope, and it might impact people. So I'm all about that. I'm all about being humanistic, humanitarian, civil servant, and all the above, because I feel as though we need champions of just life. And although I kind of stray away from the word champion, I am pro-life. And I feel as though we all are deserving of a good, safe, healthy life. And I'm going to try to do my best at trying to create that space for people and myself. So Sharrell, you're on here. I'll be honest with you. I don't go with questions. I don't have anything all day long. I just go off the cuff. As you know, I'm very high impact. On your show, you're like, okay, let's calm it down. But here you're on my space, and it feels great to be at the throttle, Because I'm like, yang, 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 yeah. You know what I'm saying? But so right now, I just want to say, so I didn't know a thing about bloggers or a thing about any aspect of social media before I got involved with COVID, because that was what started and set the stage for my being involved and saying anything. Besides to my parents or in the community and people that I know and just talking on the phone, I was, I didn't do anything, but you know what? I did know about bloggers naturally because, having a sister who's famous and all up in the tabloids and people are all involved with her life and stuff. I knew that there's people out there who thrive off of her, slip ups or mishaps or whatever's going on, or even if there's not, they kind of, provoke, poke, prod, or even fabricate some things.
Yeah.
You are sensational, I have to say. I've been following you in terms of just seeing from a stray. I did become a member or subscriber to your channel, and I will be on there as well as Perry's. And I don't have my notebook with me, but we were to talk about that at the closure, so everybody walks away with a stain in their brain as to how to get at you, because I'm all about paying it forward, and I think you're doing a sensational job. That's pretty much my platform for you being here. I just want to pay homage to Sharrell, and anything else that comes along with it just comes. How are you doing, and how are you making out through this pandemic, Sharrell?
Well, I'm kind of glad to be on the show because we both had it.
Yeah.
And mine's actually almost, I'm not exaggerating, Tommy. It almost killed me. It was just, I've never been that sick in my life.
Yeah.
In my life. It was just, but it's really weird because I took all the measures. I hardly went out, but I have a teenage son. Okay. I have a teenage son. We live in Vegas. So when they closed down all the casinos and stuff, so everything revolves around, you know how Vegas is. It's real fast paced.
Yeah.
But they dropped the hotel prices. So these teenagers, my son's 17, they were getting suites hotel suites for like $40.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And no one was wearing a mask. The kids just act like, they would have these parties, and I would say, "Where are you going?" And he was like,
"Basement, Mom, please."
I think that's where I got it, because he got sick first. He was like, "Oh, I don't feel good," and I was like, "Me either." But then he tried to defend himself. He goes, "You could have got it when you went to Walmart." I could have. I don't know. Yeah. But didn't it go quick? Wasn't it like, "Ooh, I'm not feeling good," and then next thing you know, you're just down? Like I was like,
did. What kind of symptoms were you experiencing?
Well, first it was just like, "Ooh, I don't feel good. Something's not right." And I kept working, kept trying to push through it. You know how it is. And then I did that for I went down in a matter of hours, Tommy. I was like, I gotta do this. And then next thing you know, I just felt like I had the flu and a cold at the same time with someone kicking me in the back. That's the only way I can describe it. It didn't feel like that. It was really bad. And then I just got sick where I couldn't breathe. I started feeling like I couldn't breathe. I can't breathe. And then I was like, I got to go to the hospital. So remember when you're like, they leave you there?
Yeah.
So I went to the hospital. So the emergency room. I'm going to the emergency room because I don't feel good. So obviously there's a problem, right?
Right.
So I go there, and then they test me, and they come back like, "Yeah, you got it." And they said, "Okay, if it gets worse, now this is why I came."
Right. And you're sending me, where's the bag of get better type medicine?
Yeah, I'm like, we were like, if your oxygen drops below, I think it was like 90, and I was like 93. Drops below 90, come back. And I'm like, come back? And I was like, that's why I'm here. And they were like, we don't have any beds.
Gotcha. Was it early on, or was it like after the summertime, or did you catch it before the summertime?
I just had it. Like,
oh man,
I'm just now getting better. I've been better 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so it's all crazy. February.
Yeah, it's crazy because and then you speak with people. Like I have a buddy of mine, Danny, who recently he came on to play the sax. He played in the background of that song that I sent you, right? You heard the song? Did you hear the song?
Yeah.
Sax man Dan. So he's a Republican. Got on there, and I was like, my dad was like, "Don't talk politics." I mean, I'm like, somebody's this, somebody's that, whatever. Who cares? I mean, so he came on. He was a little cavalier about at my synagogue. We're all doing the Haba Nagila, and nobody's walking around, with masks or any big fear because, we're okay. Yeah, I don't really believe in all that stuff. And he caught it. After my show, it was like, take that, and so I called him up. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm like, the song. Are you still singing that song? Because he did a COVID song too. And so he caught it. He's doing much better now. His wife, it didn't have many major symptoms, but enough to keep him in. Kept him in. Every time I called him, he was in a big coat, inside the house. I was like, "You about to go out?" And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, it's freezing." I'm like, "Geez, man," So it's rough, but now he's beyond. So never after that, you're like, dun, 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 I have the antibodies, I'm good. And it is kind of, anointing knowing that afterwards, at least, you feel a little bit like, okay, well, I think I should be all right. But man, I'll tell you, it is daunting when you're going through it. I was very, and as I talk about, my being, athletic and stuff and doing all the stuff, plus having all this energy, for me to stay inside with Nita and drive her absolutely bananas with this energy. I mean, I was knocked out, but I was still, something I don't talk any slower or speak any slower because I'm going through it. I'm just sick. Boy, I'm sick.
How sick did you get?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
How sick did you get?
Real sick. I mean, you know what? Maximum pain. Felt like somebody just took me out of a penthouse window and just chucked me out, Then no headaches.
You didn't get headaches?
No, wait. Yes, headaches.
Oh,
pounding headaches.
Yeah.
Like I have veins on the side of my head, and they were like Frankenstein, Dr. Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like that, and then I didn't have a temperature. That's what I didn't have. Mm-hmm. So I was asymptomatic. When you don't have all the symptoms, you're asymptomatic, and so I didn't have. So I could have been a super spreader if I didn't get tested. But something told me, because we picked up Boogie and went up to the Bronx to go get him, and we got tested the week before, and I got my results back. Nita got hers back, and it came back negative the day before we went on the trip. As a matter of fact, yeah, the day before we went on the trip, we came back negative. I was like, woohoo! Then that day, I was like, and you know, then I said, you know, I swim late at night. You know, we had some 40-degree weather and stuff like that, and you know, then I'm running in the morning and stuff. And I wasn't doing too much, but I still was doing all that stuff. So I was like, it was a little rough and it was tough for me to do it. I said, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a cold kind of breaking me down. But then we got on the trip, and things just like from the time I got on the plane, I was like, I don't even know if we should go. Like,
yeah, it happens quick. Yep.
It happened real quick. And we were already boarding the plane, you know, and going up there. And I didn't have time to think about, well, I might have it and I'm spreading it. I put my mask on and acted like, well, somebody might have it. I don't want it. Meanwhile,
it was you.
So,
it was you.
It wasn't me. So get that cough away from me. You know. Mm-hmm. So it was really crazy. But then we got the dog. We Nita picked up a great meal. We got some seafood from our favorite place up in the city. Mm-hmm. And then shacked up in a hotel. And I even ran the next morning, pushed myself to run, and went by the gym to say hi to the 3 people who were in there, because they were social distance. They were like, we can't let you in. I was like, I just want to walk through and just say hi to a couple of people, you know. And I went through and they said, okay. Fortunately I did, because a couple of the members of the gym passed away since then. Yeah. So it's crazy. And so I ran. So I did maybe about, instead of 5 miles, I ran maybe about 3 miles. I made it back, came back in. We ate dinner that night, and I couldn't taste anything. All that food, and I was like, I can't taste anything. Yep. Then we got back, and I had the chills, and they were multiplying, and I was losing control.
Yeah, yeah.
Like John Travolta.
So it's like you try to keep it together, but you just can't.
I couldn't. Mm-hmm. And so we boarded the plane, came on back, and I immediately got tested, and so did Nita. And I had it, and I was a little bit ahead of her. So I was going through the symptoms, you know, bundling up and everything. And she really thought that it was like, you know, you just want attention. But after a while, it was like, no, I don't. And I called my parents. I'll never forget. I called them. I said, you know, what was one morning, and I was like, I was coughing, going through it, and I'm watching the news and all the stuff that was going on. The city at that time was going crazy. They had like the makeshift morgues out in the big trailers. Oh, really? Stacking the bodies. I had a person on my show talking about, you know, he was a stacker.
Oh my gosh!
And he was, and that wasn't even his job prior to this.
Oh my gosh!
And then I had a person on last night who worked for the Pentagon, and he talked about PTSD. And talked about how this is so similar. He did, 25, 26 years with the service, and said people aren't equipped for all this that's going on, like all this emotional distress and everything. So we're really being thrown against the wall with everything. Yeah. But how did it affect? And we could talk about that stuff all night. But how did it affect your job and doing what you're doing? Did you see any effect?
It was a huge effect, but Perry came through for me and started doing at least just one video a day, or I wouldn't have had a channel, because it's like, if you don't put out, numbers slide quickly. So he did what he could to help me, and then he had to take care of me and my son, the 17-year-old COVID spreader that I think brought it home. He had to take care of that. It was just a hard time for my family. It was hard. Yeah. Like, did you ever feel like you were going to die without being dramatic?
That's what I'm saying, and yes, and thank you. See, you're still doing it. You're still bringing me back to conversations. You're like,
okay, sorry.
It's great to interview an interviewer, especially one of your caliber.
Well, I just want to know, because I feel like I was going to die.
You had to pull out the fishing pole. Come on, Tommy. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Let's get that big group back in the boat. I need a hand for this one. So where I was going with it before was. Yeah, I did. I had the conversation with my parents, and I said, you know, Mom, I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it.
Oh, wow.
I said, I don't know if I'm going to make it, because I'm like coughing and everything. And the headaches were just like, Nita was mummified. She was in one room. I was in another room. We separated things. We were in here. We had the big pot of onions and all that stuff, the pot on the stove. I would do it like an old school film projector. You know how you cover your head?
Yeah.
You know? And so I'm in there smelling the stuff and doing everything I'm doing, catching the vapors. And then I'm taking all kinds of stuff, the echinacea, the sea moss, whatever the stuff, all the stuff. I was going crazy.
Yeah.
It was something else. And then things started getting a little bit better. But the last thing that I was able to get was my energy level back and the strength. Lost weight and stuff like that. But everything was just like it was it wasn't really a process going in, because like you said, it's like just bam. But coming out, it was like it took a moment.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah.
And then sometimes I still find myself self-assessing to figure out, am I really 100%?
Yeah. Remember Dr. Drew from the TV show? Yeah. He got it in January and still feeling side effects. So we're lucky that we're able to. He still can't work, still gets winded. All of that. We're lucky.
Yeah. And everybody's and so the vaccine. Are you gonna do it?
I'm gonna do it. But they told me I was okay for like 90 days because I have the antibodies or something like that. Yeah. But I'm gonna do it, especially. Oh gosh, I forgot to tell you this. They want to open Vegas back up. Oh, no mask. And so this weekend, my cousin came to visit, and I went to go see him, and it was like Vegas never closed. People no mask walking. And did you get paranoid to go back into society after you?
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Like I don't even go down into Miami or anything like that, because right now, like they have the kids down there running around and running amok. They got all this stuff going on. People are just absurd with it.
Yeah.
You know,
especially Miami. Are you guys a no mask state?
No, we're a mask state, but they didn't. They needed to make it they need to impose fines. That's what I thought. It worked for a while. You know, people were down there. They were fining people. I think it might have been $50 or $100. But you know, it made a difference.
Yeah.
Especially even if the local municipalities did it. Like I really feel as though Miami Beach or Miami Beach, should do that. Because that mandation would really mean a lot. It would stop a lot of the kids and stuff. Maybe so, maybe not. At least the ones that aren't that tore up, you know. To say, hold on, I only got about $5 left. I don't know how I'm paying for this. I'm gonna wear my mask.
Yeah.
Pass the bitchy on the left hand side, huh? You're still staring and everything else. Let me get a sip.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's crazy. I did take the shot. I did the Pfizer shot, my wife and I, last Friday.
So how did that go?
It went great.
It
went great.
Still sick again?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, the needle was kind of long, you know.
I'm
still trying to get the camera. I'm over here somewhere with it. But
I'm scared of needles.
Yeah, so was Nita. Nita's like, no, where's the butterfly? Yeah. But you know what? She was so full pressed on get the shot, take some pictures. So I was trying to be like, no, the camera. But so she was so busy talking, they went straight in. And then with me, I already knew that there were no pictures, so I was fully focused and looking, and I was like, all right, why am I feeling nervous about the dog? I don't mind needles, but it wasn't any problem. Actually, I swam after I got the shot. The next day I was doing calisthenics. I mean, little shoulder pain, but it's gone now. And even then, it didn't prevent me from swimming or doing any of the stuff I normally do. Nothing else.
That was the first shot. What about the second shot?
The second shot I get next. I get on the second.
Okay, it's coming.
Yeah.
Out.
So we have a little space in between for me to kind of feel out symptoms and stuff, but I don't feel anything. You know, I lost my hair. I lost a little hair, I think, in the back.
Oh wow. Okay. But they say the second shot is going to be a little bit stronger than the first one. Have you heard that?
I did. And I also heard something, and I don't know, hey, look, it's case by case, but I know I heard that women tend to have more of a reaction than the men.
That's what you heard?
That's what I heard. And you notice I'm not laughing, so
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, Nita, she's so dramatic. She actually after we did it, she said, "Whew, I feel like, oh gosh, I feel it." I'm like, What? You know what I'm saying? What?
Milking station?
Yeah. But it was just the thing. But then they have you in a little holding area. You can't ride off. They put a time on your truck or your car, and then they say, hold for 15 minutes, and you're over there sitting next to. For us, we were sitting next to the sheriff, and everything, and you sit there for a while, and then they say, okay, you're free to go ahead, just in case there are any something's going on.
Side effects.
Yes.
Oh because now they're opening the schools here. My son goes back to school on Monday.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm like this. I'm like this, Tommy.
Yeah. As you should be. I mean, we're so close to the end of the school year. What the?
I know.
You still have the option? Can you ride it out if you want?
We have the option, but he has like 3 weeks, and it's his senior year.
Oh yeah.
Senior year high school. Like,
yeah, I know.
And they're gonna have like some drive-by to pick up diploma ceremony. It's just weird. So
look, he's gonna get it in. The kids can get the shot yet? No, they can't get it yet, right? No, or kids. I wonder if they can get it yet.
I don't know, but he'll be 18 in a couple months, so he's getting it. I'm gonna make him get it too.
Great.
If you don't hear from me, it didn't go well.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna work out all right. It's gonna be fine.
Keep my fingers crossed.
So you said now that's when you get your shot?
Yeah, that's when we get it. Yeah.
So yeah. Well, what else can I tell you about the shot? Yeah, it's quick. There's it's really nothing to it. I'll be honest, it really isn't anything to it. And it's not even a booster shot where it leaves the big emblem, like like
back in the day.
The mark, that's an emblem they put on you. That vaccination is like a pronger. That's like a brand. Yeah. But this is kind of easy. It's so needle's so thin. I had the Band-Aid on for a while. I didn't even realize it because as I was tanning and stuff, everything was kind of blending in. And then people were like, "Why do you still have your thing on?" And I was, I forgot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's the worst thing ever. Hopefully it will go away.
Yes. So let me ask you this, because I know you said that things got a little sparse with regard to having a lot of work as a blogger and stuff like that. But you know what? I would think with people staying in, were people looking more? Do you have the things ramp up with that aspect? People need looking and viewing blogs, or the celebrities, did more stuff happen? Did you find that more stuff was happening during the pandemic? You're home, you're driving people crazy. People before, I can't anymore. And buy a yellow ribbon while you're at it. But you know what? Yeah, was anything happening? Were those any of the repercussions? I mean, no.
Well, it's always stuff happening. I think you're gonna love blogging. It's always something to talk about. It's always stuff happening. Yeah. And I just had to say, it is what it is. Like, you'll go, I don't want to miss this story. I want to talk about that. But I didn't care about it. I didn't care if the whole business went down. I was just appreciative. I didn't even know Perry had taken over. I guess he just came on live one day under my channel. Yeah. And, they said he was like devastated. Like, my wife is sick. And he thought, he was really scared because him and his wife and his child, he was like, oh my God, they're really sick. And we couldn't breathe. It was just bad. The worst. I mean, I'll take H1N1. Do you remember that old flu?
Yeah.
I'll take that. I stopped.
For sure.
H1N1 just to get rid of this. It was
it's crazy. But one thing I got to say, and some people would take to the streets with, lower the quality, push out the volume, but not you. You'll hold and you push good stuff out, good material, worthy of let me check it out. I've seen some stuff. Really? And where did you get this from?
What do you think about that? Okay, so you like blogging. Am I taking over again? You like blogging now. What's the best part for you? Just interacting, isn't it?
It certainly is. The engagement is everything.
It is.
Like this interview. This isn't really it's a conversation. I could do this
on the phone. Like, we probably would have talked about this on the phone anyway.
And so last night when you showed up, I said, "Oh gosh, here we go. You know, because I'd start talking and stuff, and you were like, okay, so I just came by to say hi.
No. I was really tired. But
Yeah.
Someone sent me a clip of the video. Oh my God, Tommy, that was the funniest video. And when you realize I was sitting at the bottom of the screen, did you go back and watch it? Oh my gosh.
And you know the crazy thing? I haven't looked down at the back, the back until just now. And when you said that, I was like, I kind of want to look down, and I was waiting to see Kerry sitting there like, he's doing it again, you know?
It was the funniest thing. You should have seen your face. It's the whole thing. And I'm sitting there going like this. I'm going like this. Yeah. You're eating, you're talking, like for a good minute. It lasted a while. It was so funny though. I went back. You're hysterically funny. Oh my God. It was just a classic.
You've got it. And I think that's what really propels your blogs and everything. And what you do is that you got to have a personality. You can't just be dry and just deliver the stuff on or act like you're, like you're not part of this world. You're just looking and from a bubble, like, look what's happened here. It's like there's a humanistic.
Yeah.
It can really leave a bad taste for not just the viewers, but also like the person who's being discussed. If it's good stuff or if it's bad stuff, it's stuff. It's going to be put out there regardless. But I think
don't get confused, Tommy. Not everybody can do this.
Yeah,
like it takes a certain personality. You got to be bubbly. You got to be funny and interesting.
Yeah,
that's what makes you good. You're gonna do great because you don't mind talking to people. But if you are like an introvert,
it's not gonna be for you.
If you're not funny,
if you're not funny, you gotta be funny. Were you always into the dirt and what people are doing and what's happening out there these days? All the different magazines was like, sunscreen. It's like, geez, you want to go in the water? Because we go to the beach, and I'm thinking like when it was hot out, Belmar Beach, we're at the Jersey Shore, and I'm like, we used to pal around all the time together. Was when she started reading well or started looking at pictures in a certain way. Because I wore the glasses and stuff. They used to call me the bifocal.
You had glasses?
I had glasses. I had buck teeth, and I'm when they say buck, I mean like choppers. Like inverted cash registers. So I was in bad shape.
You mentioned that you had buck teeth.
Yeah, and we had them at the same time, but she had them a little before me because she was older, so she got a chance to enter that zone first. And so she had them, the retainer, the everything. I had a night brace, the whole thing at night, and just put it on. I had the whole kit. It was in a zippered bag. It was like my parents were like, take care of this stuff.
No, not the brace. That was you?
That was me. I had my retainer that always stunk. That was in the little clam kit. If you never knew how to clean, it was like, ugh, I got to put this back in my mouth. But I had that. I had all the stuff. The rubber bands pop, and there were so many. And the funny thing is, I used to play the trumpet, and I told him, I said, brother, we could have been a duet, but you know what? The braces just was like, I felt like the wires were to pop out of my lip. I was like, holy kazoo, man. I could be better off with a kazoo because at least you could wrap your lips around it and make your own noise.
How long did you have to go through that stage?
Which one? The glasses, the braces, or the
all of it?
Oh gosh. I got hit with not even an ugly stick. I got hit with like an oar, I mean, like an oar. It was a big stick. And that went on for it's still going on.
I'm not laughing. It's just I feel bad for you.
I mean, listen, I can tell you, and I promise, I swear to you, they used to call me LJ for a little jerk. Bifocal fool. Parents sat right there. Mom, God rest your soul. She didn't even say, don't do that. She used to be like, now that I'm thinking about it, she used to say, you bifocal fool. When I would do, I was like,
no, wait, tell me. You didn't tell me.
And Dog Boy. because people know I'm always playing around with a dog, but I used to come in smelling like a hound. I mean, like Huckleberry himself, you know, and come right in to sit down.
God.
Like, to eat with him, you know?
You left out an important part. You said you had glasses. Were they bifocals?
No, they were regular wire glasses. I used to who had them like that? Reggie Jackson, because I had a big ass too. And I had a it was like a pointy ass, and I played ball for the Yankees or the Mets, and I could hit that ball. I was like triple home runs in the game. The pinstripes that used to wrap around my ass make it more out. You know, I was like, geez, please, could I just have the plain pants this game?
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing. I
used to just want to put in the game so I was away from the crowd. Like the dugout was too close for people to ridicule me. I couldn't wait till the bottom of the inning so I could be back out on the field.
I'm sorry, Tommy. That is bad. How long did you go through the awkward stages? When did you start becoming the Tommy we see now? Because, you know.
I really couldn't tell you everything. It really wasn't. I guess I don't even know. It's a crazy, because when all that faded, so did my hair. So, you know, then it was like on to the next thing. So I went to college in 85. By 86, it was like, and you know what? It wasn't fashionable. So I was there.
Yeah. Like, remember when we're about the same age?
Yeah.
You were around during the Tupac era when it was bald. So it's no big deal, right?
Yeah, no, but I was bald in 86. So 86, you know, Michael Jordan even had hair. The only ones, Isaac Hayes, Marvin Hagler, Kelly Savalas. And now look, for this birthday, I got my mole.
Oh!
It's crazy.
Not Isaac Hayes, Tommy.
Yeah, Isaac. I'm telling you. So yeah, and then it was the thin, piney hair too. So it was almost like the hair that almost like it was almost ready to just
I feel
without me even just like pull the razor out and would be like, we know the deal.
Oh my God! I mean. I feel bad. We all go through it. I mean, not all of us.
But the good thing now is that when I go back to homecoming now, people are just like Mingo. My nickname was Mingo actually. When I was in college, and they recognize me straight out because I look the same. The hair and head the same. You're always smart.
What's your nickname?
Mingo. The crazy thing is, my dad is Tommy Williams, and his dad was Tommy Williams. Okay. And when my dad went off to Lincoln University, HBCUs, big shout out to the HBCUs out there. His nickname was Mingo.
Oh,
Mingo. And so when I was like, people called him Red and Dirty Red growing up, and people, called me stuff, but don't want to repeat it, so I was like, it's Mingo, it's Mingo. From that point
on. What does Mingo mean? What does it mean? Sounds good.
Sounds great. People were like, oh, Mingles, because I'm always talking to folks. And then Mingo, was it? And then people were like, was it Mandingo? I was like, it's whatever, who's going to argue? I was like, hey, listen, depends on who's asking. Just ride any way out,
Oh my God, Tommy, you are too much. Oh my God. Funny. Yeah. Oh my God.
So this is fantastic. Well, what's some information for everybody to get at you, and keep abreast as to what's happening with you?
SHARRELL'S World. I have a YouTube channel named SHARRELL'S World. Instagram. I'm a huge Instagram user, SHARRELL'S World. Mm-hmm. I got a backup channel called SHARRELL'S Way.
Yeah,
I know. You're gonna get hooked. What's gonna happen is you're gonna come on here and you're gonna notice when I talk about certain things, I get more views. And then you're gonna go, okay, let me talk about that a lot on here. And then you're gonna go, I'm tired of talking about that. Let me go start another channel talking about something else.
Gotcha. Isn't that amazing? Oh, and that's what you do. Okay, so you change the channel instead of changing content in somewhere because you might have people that are into certain content.
Right. Can't change content on them.
Oh,
you gotta change channels. Yeah. So I got another channel. I have another channel where I just go on and vent. Then they listen.
Yes,
I just talk about, you won't believe what happened to me today.
I love it. I love it. That's great. Yeah, I mean, you are really the sensei. I mean, the stuff that I would love to find out more about. You just, it's wealth of information. You and Perry, and in your channels, I'm going to go to all of them because you know what? I think there's always going to be that connection because these days are crazy right now, and and we're going through it.
But did Perry warn you about his channel?
Yeah,
it's like a nightclub.
Yeah. And it was nice that Perry and I both have like the same theme in mind because you thought
Can you believe it? I really think you were joking with me. I was like, really, Tommy?
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, we definitely are vibing. I think everybody is, and that's fantastic. That's what makes it all worthwhile and not work. It's like I couldn't wait to just have a conversation with you. You notice I didn't call you all day because I was like, well, you know what? It's going to water down the authenticity of our conversation. So I said, now I was just so excited to see you. So this has been great. Well, you got a true fan in me. And you know how to find Sharrell, and it's been a fantastic conversation / interview, and it's so great having you on my show. Hope you had fun.
I did. You're hysterical. And thanks for doing my channel. That was a great interview. Sure. So yeah. And I wanted to say this. You remind me of Perry.
Oh wow.
The way that you act, the way that you guys look.
Yeah.
The darker version of you, the bald head.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, don't you?
When I see him, I can't help but smile. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is. So, all right, Tammy. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, you're welcome.
Letting me share my experience because it really scared me. It did.
Anytime. And God bless. And everything's gonna work out. We'll be in touch. And you
call me, okay?
I certainly will. And your son, just take it in stride. Long talks with him. Let him see the news and what's happening. And yeah. Sometimes, what I think maybe what might be good, employ him and just say, hey, look, I was thinking, can you do me a favor? Can you, why don't you watch the news today or at some point or read up and stuff and tell me what's going on?
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
That way it's coming from him. And there's always going to be it's like a
report.
Report and some going back into him,
That's a great idea. Did your dad do that to you? That's a great idea.
But you know what? I just thought about it.
Well, it's a great idea. It really is.
Yeah, I just thought about it. It seems pretty good. And parents out there, you might want to try this tactic. Call this the Tommy tactic. I've been professing this for some time now.
No, it's a good idea because he was not taking it serious.
Yeah.
He was not taking it serious.
Yeah, give him the big word right now is buy-in. We all have to have buy-in. Biden, buy-in, right? Yeah. I think it's wonderful. Now, watch what happens. Some of it said later on it's gonna be out there, and you say Tommy said it first. So at any rate, tell that guy to educate you on that.
It was good. No, it's a really good idea. So thank you, Tommy. That's great.
Fantastic. Well, you take care of yourself. Have a wonderful night. We'll talk soon, okay, Sharrell?
Thank you. Thanks.
Talk
to you later. And I'll tell Perry you said hello.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, okay. Wait. I was about to go ahead and get out too. Listen, folks, I can't scram just yet. Got to close it out. Any good show has an intro and an intro and an ending. Now I could take a look at some of these chats and things. It's crazy because all the stuff that I was being told about, I didn't once look over at the chat. Actually, I glanced over, but my eyesight's not all that great, and I didn't want to get to squinting due to Mr. Magoo because that'll only leave something else for you all to talk about. So now here I am. Things are good, and I guess, this is the end of the show. I'm going to shut it down, folks, and I guess I'll look at the chats later. I don't know if this is customary for, do I stay on or exit? Okay, somebody said exit. I'm going to exit outro. Thanks, Tracy. Take care, everybody. God bless. You can't get more organic than this. It was wonderful having you all. Thanks for riding with me. Thanks for riding with Sharrell. You take care. You know where we're at, right here. That makes sense. All right. Bye, everybody.